Peace, fam. How are you? Hope all is well. Give me a second. I'm trying to get myself together here. All right. Pardon sound. Let me see. Trying to get myself together for you guys. I hope all is well. I hope everybody's vibrations is high. All good stuff. All the good stuff, right? So, I told you I would make a video tonight. And this video I'm going to do is going to be called Who or What is God, right? I'm not here to change someone's belief. I'm not here to convert. I'm not here to build a cult, okay? But what I am here to do is make others think for themselves. Once I give you the words or definitions and things to research, then the blood is off my hands, right? See my hands? Hands is clean with it, right? And I could keep it moving. So let's get into it, right? So, who and what is God, right? This word God, right? We can go 1,000 ways with it, right? But you really got to ask yourself, where does this word come from, right? Before I go there, let's go here, right? As a black woman who has knowledge of herself, right, and understands how this earth works as well as the universe, I'm going to say this, okay? I don't care who likes it. You can take it or leave it, right? The black woman, right, is symbolic to the earth, okay? She is not a goddess, okay? No woman on this planet is God. You understand? No woman. I don't care what these, hotep pimping ass niggas tell you. You are not equivalent to God, right? Emphatically, no. You cannot be equivalent to God, all right? The earth is a planet within our solar system, right? But God, if you want to call it that, is the master and the creator of all things in existence. Out of all 9 planets, he chose the earth, right? He didn't choose Pluto, Venus, things of that nature. He chose the earth, okay? So you should be living your life accordingly. I just don't get it, I'm not really a big fan of sisters thinking they're God. First of all, I know for an actual fact you're not. That's a story for another day. So we're gonna deal with this word God, right? So in theism, the word God, right, is used for the religious folks who thinks that God is not the sustainer of the universe, but more so, the ruler of things going on the earth, right? And in pantheism or atheism, people think that God is the universe itself, okay? So now let's get into this word God. When was this word God created, right? One actual fact, the word God was not created by the black man, okay? Let's get that straight, within this confusion. In the 6th century, this word was created out of what's called Germanic language. And this word, we're going to go here. This word, which is Gumar Az Dubar, right? That's not a word, right? Those are words. You understand? That's not a word. It is words. Okay? And this word, G-O-D, God, right? Gumar Az Dubar, means to call on or to invoke, right? That's what that means. It doesn't, there's no other definition for that, okay? So where did they get this word from, right? So, Christianity is only 500 and some years old, right? So there's no way that God, even if you go back to Coptic, right? All of these religions can be traced back, right? It could be traced back and looked at through Egyptian culture. Now, when we go to the Egyptian hieroglyphics, I want somebody to show and prove to me one word on any hieroglyphic that says the word God. I'll be waiting, but don't take too long because I ain't got time. I got other people to teach, okay? You do not find the word God on the hieroglyphics in Egypt, okay? You do not, right? So as time went on and people started coming and getting our knowledge, right, they began changing the names. They began changing the meaning of these names to fit their specific culture or their specific race in order to create a belief system, right? So the word God was a word created to describe the creator of Europeans' God or the Greek gods, right? So when you look at Egyptian science, right, what were the Egyptians doing? They were invoking and they were calling on entities, okay? Whether you want to say we're calling the God of earth, the God of sun, the God of the moon, whatever. They were calling, they had hippopotamus, cats, or they had many entities. Zero was called God, okay? Anyway, so, there's no word God in the hieroglyphics, okay? This word is less than, I'll give it 500 years old, okay? No, we had no word, God. However, Yahweh, so we'll get to that, to the Hebrew Israelites, because, the Jewish, they took things from Egypt as well, right? Our black, and then when the black Jews took it, then we had the European Jews. It's just like something is original, right? and then the next person gets it. And when they get it, they take out a word or add a word. You know what I mean? Or their understanding becomes a different understanding from what's original. That's called grafting. Okay? That is called taking from the original. That is what you call watering down things. Right? So that's what happened there. So, where we go with this, right? Egypt had many entities, right? And if you look at the word Hika or Heka, right? Ka is the soul, right? So Heka or Heka means to call on the soul, right? Or in Netjer, right? Netjer means magic. So a lot of times you can hear these words and it goes back into relation of what people now call God, right? But those are for people who don't understand language, right? So when we go there, Netjer, it really means magic, okay? Magic, not God, but magic, okay? The Egyptians were magicians, okay? That's what they were. Some were good magicians, and some were evil magicians. So we're going to have to get out of this thinking that all of our Egyptian culture was all holy and pure, okay? Because a lot of the bad is now what we find in these other grafted religions, right? So in 391 AD, Theodosius, right? He closed all the pagan temples, quote unquote pagan temples, and he seized Egyptians' language, messages, and communications for a total of 1,500 years, right? Wasn't until 1790, between 1790 and 1832, that the Rosetta Stone was discovered again. And that's when they went back to dealing with the worship of Egyptian culture and trying to decode what was written on the hieroglyphics and things of that nature, right? Understand the Rosetta Stone was discovered like 4,000 years before we get this thing called Christianity, at least European Christianity. Egyptian language is a language of sound symbols such as pictures and objects, right? There are well over 1,100 hieroglyphic symbols, right? 450 examples and 650 hieroglyphics, right? Not one, not even a halfpenny, okay? Says the word God. I don't know. You know, I don't know what to tell you. If you're not getting what I'm saying to you, I don't know what it's going to take, okay? So, you got to ask yourself, if there was no word God used by the Egyptians, right? For any of our ancestors, because we're just going Egyptian and shit. We got shit. I'm going to get there. Much older than Egypt, right? But not one of them were calling our creator or creators, okay? God, right? You don't get this word, okay? And I want you to get this. You don't get this word until the era of Europeans, okay? The Greeks. You don't hear this word anywhere on the planet until you get to Greek history, okay? And now, like nowadays, we use the word God, like gods and earths, but the word God is not intended to look at as an entity. It's intended to look at in a mathematical form, which God is good, orderly direction, okay? So let's get that situated, because you would say, oh, well, gods call themselves gods. Now, that's a mathematical. Math and alphabets can become one and the same, okay? Let's get that situated with that, okay? Um, like I said, all entities are not good, and all entities are not bad, right? But you got to think, when you look at history, and you look at how religions was created and why they were created and when they were created, where they were created, how they were created, then you got to do the knowledge of why things are the way they are, right? See, and this is another thing, like with these face value religious people, you only get the surface of religions. You don't understand the rituals behind these religions. The Bible, okay, is a book of rituals. There are 99 attributes to Allah. Don't believe me? Go get the book, okay? There are 12 tribes of Israel, okay? 12 disciples with Jesus. 12 main orishas that's worshipped, let's say, worldwide, okay? I'm trying, I hope you see where I'm going with this, okay? There's nothing new under the sun. There is nothing new under the sun. So, know what ye worship. Know who you worship. Know what you are worshiping. Understand, this world is based on energy, right? So let's go here. You can ask any scientist, right? Whether they went to school for it or whether they studied the universe in totality, right? And they will tell you the first form of life came from where? Water, right? Water. The first form of life, a living organism, was created through volcanic eruptions under water, steam, okay? And with that, we can show and prove that through women, we give birth to our babies, but while they're in the womb, they are covered in what? Water, right? So the black woman is the earth, right? Because when the baby comes out the womb, it has now arrived to the planet Earth, okay? No longer organisms, right? And you are a live being on the planet. So the woman is the water bearer, the child bearer, the earth, who carries the womb of life, right? Or God, as you want to call it, God's creation, right? So anybody tell you, I be hearing, you know what, when I go to funerals, I hear it all the time, right? And they say ashes, we go back to whence we came, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. We didn't come from ashes, and we didn't come from dust. We came from water and fire, okay? Let's get that situated, right? See, sometimes you got to really sit back and just do the knowledge. And it'll all make sense. We did not come from the earth. You came through the womb of the black woman, who is symbolic to the earth. Right? Her rotations, 1,037 and 1/3 mile, all the way around the sun, is identical to how the actual earth revolves, absorbs, create life through the energy source known as the real God, the sun, right? The sun, right? Because without the sun, you can hang it up, right? Okay, we're getting there. So yeah. So it is time to really sit back and think about how life works, what is energy, and how it is created and what it's created for, right? So you got European Christianity is only 500. We'll give it 560 years old. We'll do that, right? But remember, Jesus was of 2,000 years ago, so we'll deal with that as Coptic Ethiopian Christianity, right? But when you look at these things, they're only an off branch of Isis, Osiris, in the Egyptian culture and history, okay? Actual fact. But let's go here. The Veda, right, in the Aramic scrolls and scriptures are the oldest text, right, known to mankind, right? Yet, Africa, right, although all this is Africa, right? Well, let's go here. Africa has dirt, soil, right? Older than textbooks, right? So before they were writing on the hieroglyphics, things of that nature, how did we communicate, right? The oldest language, the oldest, and I mean the oldest on this planet called Earth, right, is known as the Click language, right? And this language belongs to our brothers and sisters known as the San Bushmen, right? Who are located in South Africa, in the Kalahari Desert. This language belongs to what's called the Khoisan tribe, which is mainly Botswana and Namibia, right? Got it? The oldest language and the oldest dirt, which is over 60 million years old. And every time they dig in the soil, right, it gets older, right? So the oldest place, the oldest language, the oldest style of communication, belongs to the Khoisan or Khorasan people of South Africa, okay? Their soil is 60 million plus years old, right? Here's the kicker. When you see them, right? When you see them, they look like Asians. Just a lighter, couple shades lighter. But the original Asia, I've told people before, we had an Asia Major and an Asia Minor, and before, whatever you want to call them that's there now, was there. It was all black. From the south to the north. The Nile River doesn't go down, it goes up, right? I hope you get what I'm saying to you, okay? I hope you get what I'm saying. When I took my DNA, you know, that Ancestry.com, even though, you know, it's very questionable. However, I found 7% of the Sand Bushman region in my DNA. Right? Look at my eyes. Look at my cheeks. Look at my skin tone. So when we tell you we are the original Asiatic black man, woman, and child on this planet, we say what we mean and mean what we say, okay? Because it's an actual fact. Because all of this was called Planet Asia at one time. Asia Major, Asia Minor. And it was all ruled by black people until the continents started drifting and floating away. You get to these different climates, different regions where people were, you know, changing according to the climate. So that's why you have some people a darker shade than other regions and a lighter shade than this region, things of that nature, right? This is an actual fact. But that's not all that happened. You also had mad scientists out here, no different than they doing now. You know, the crazy, the loony bins out here grafting all kind of things, cloning shit. Nothing is new under the sun, right? Because you had some didn't like their skin color or just wanted to graft it out. Okay? Remember, the devil in nature is opposite of this entity you want to call God, right? So just be mindful, and it's not just all about don't take this whole video and put it on just that word, okay? What I'm saying to you is to be careful of the things you conjure. Be careful of the things you follow. Be careful of these names, because words are nothing but spells. And spells come with rituals, okay? Like I said, you know how they say it's a dark government? It's a shadow government. Well, there are shadow religions. I kid you not. I'm telling you some real shit. Why are you drinking the blood of Christ and eating the body? These motherfuckers is really drinking the blood of people and eating their bodies. Okay? You got that? They're really putting babies on slates and cutting them up, drinking their blood, thinking, you know, getting a adrenaline rush from murdering babies. Okay? This is not a game. I want you to be careful. Do the knowledge. Start getting into your history. The more you know about history, the better things are going to be for you. And it's all going to make sense, okay? A lot of these, let me tell you something. Christianity, European style, is not even 600 years old, okay? Buddhism, not even 600 years old. That and Christianity came around the same time. Pardon self. And even when you look at Asians' culture, Buddhism, things of that nature, what do you see them doing? Worshipping the ancestors, setting food outside of the temples for the ancestors. They got that from the Egyptians. Okay? Like I said, be careful. This is what I want you to do. When you see these people, brothers and sisters, and or whatever out here teaching you the history and culture, so-called culture of these Egyptian gods or these African gods and these Hebrew gods and Christian gods and Greek gods, the pagan gods, this is what I want you to do. Research them. Research them. And see for yourself what type of entity you are dealing with. Okay? Hey, Spice. You know my brat is in here, right? Sniffing my foot. My brat. What do you want? See, when she hears me, making my videos, she's coming to be nosy, right? Get out of there. And she's also trying to come in places she knows she's forbidden, right? See, here she's going. She knows. Yeah, but that's what I want you to do. I want you to start questioning these entities. Start questioning these people who are telling you to follow these entities. Ask yourself the who, what, when, where, how, and why these things came to be. Because I'm telling you, a lot of you people are Luciferian and don't even know it. Right? And that's not a good look. Not to the righteous. You know what? I burn candles. I meditate. I love my ancestors. Right? But I'm really, really not into conjuring entities. Okay? Because it's a very dangerous thing. Because you could fuck around and conjure up something and it's not going to be a good look. Okay? Don't listen to these people. Let me tell you what I learned, right? Tell you what I learned, right? And I was taught by, you can research and Google, right? Well, my godmother is a queen mother in Ghana. She goes every year to sit on her throne. Her name is Maimona Mbeki, right? So she taught me the Ashanti way, right? And then I'm also a student member and was initiated in Oyotunji, right? However, when they asked me to go through full initiation to put the 3 tribal marks on my cheek to show and prove that I was a follower of the Black Shrine of Madonna,